Hungry eyes,
Ah,
Suki. I look at you and I can't disguise. I've got
wasn't that your song?
hungry
That was like your time,
eyes.
wasn't it?
What's that?
That was your time. Was your time. Listen, can you
Yeah.
believe is it Wednesday today? Is it Wednesday?
No, today's Thursday, dummy.
Oh, it's Thursday.
You scared me for a minute. I'm like, wait, we got to do another one of these tomorrow?
Oh my
What's
gosh.
happening, babe?
I was so I don't know where today went really. I don't know where today went.
I had I had some kind of day. But listen, I'm singing "Hungry Eyes," Suki, because we have. Listen, this show is getting so friggin' big.
Forget Emmys.
We got Academy Award winners come. You know, we think we're good with these Emmy awards. That's nonsense. We got Academy Award winners coming on tonight.
That's
This
amazing.
is unbelievable. Frank, I think it's Previte or Previte. I don't know how to say his last name. It's Previte. Either Previte or Previte. I didn't have time to do any research on the pronunciation of his name. Frank is the Academy Award winning songwriter for the songs from Dirty Dancing, Suk, Hungry Eyes, and Time of My Life. This guy's huge.
I can't believe that. He did Time of My Life.
Yeah. I've been waiting for so long for somebody to stand by me.
And guess what? He's a Jersey boy. He's from New Brunswick, New Jersey.
Yeah, he's a Jersey guy. He's got this song out now called One World. I'll play it for you when he comes on. And we're going totally opposite direction. We got Jackie the Joke Man back because he backed us up last time he was on.
I love it. I love it.
My boy Ken just said Previte, so that's the correct pronunciation.
Yeah, I mean that is awesome. Apparently, his father was an opera singer.
Yeah, so it is going to be fun talking to Frank. You know, obviously, you and I will show him our absolute amazing vocal range. In case he wants to write another song and wants to include us, you and I could sing that song. Maybe we'll ask him to write a song for the title of our show. We need a little theme song.
Oh, that'd be amazing, right?
And Suk, we also have not only Jackie the Joke Man, but David G, the Weatherman, is auditioning for the show Naked and Afraid.
Is he really?
Yeah, so he sent in a little video from out in the woods somewhere. So you're gonna get a little sneak peek at that, how he's doing out there, what he's doing to survive. No mask on this one. So you're gonna get to see David G, full face, all his glory. I think, bless you. I think he might be naked. I'm not sure. Bless you, bless you. Have you been tested lately or no?
Yes, all the time.
All right, just checking.
It's called allergies.
And then, of course, we got Will Presty's got about a 3-minute couple of headlines he wanted to do later on in the show. So you and I have a full Monty tonight. So hopefully Jackie will be around at about 7:40. Keeping my fingers crossed that he's going to be joining us. So should be good. Should be good.
So it's Thursday.
Yes. You know what I did today? 7:30 this morning, Suki. I'm playing my first ever game of pickleball. You ever play pickleball?
Yeah, it's kind of like tennis, but it's a smaller court, and
it's a tennis ping pong combination.
Yeah.
It's like a wiffle ball and these short little rackets. I got to tell you, at first, it took me about 3 minutes to get used to it,
to figure it out. Yeah, I know.
But I was always a good tennis player. I love to play, and I got the hang of it. But at 53 years old and not doing much exercise, by the time I was done, I could barely move. And my back right now is like 53. You shouldn't be out playing pickleball. And I'm just sitting here. I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to get up when we're done with the show. So we'll see what happens. But it was fun. I liked it. It was good.
That's good. That's good. And you also put together furniture too.
Yes. In the midst of the back.
That was beautiful furniture, by the way. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, we got a new couch out back, and it comes in 4 separate boxes. And they're like, here, moron, you put it together. So it was like, come on. I'm a Jewish guy. I don't do stuff like that.
But you did. You did.
I got it done. It's there. It's all set up, and we're ready to roll. So
I love it. I love it.
That's what it is. Everybody's still talking about Judy Torres from last night. I was singing her songs all night.
Well, you know what? Judy reached out to both of us and said she had a really great time. And then she hooked us up with all her friends in the freestyle community to come on the show. So I'm really super excited about that too.
Yes, absolutely. And she was just really good. I didn't know that she redid, because I didn't realize that was the song. I didn't know she redid Faithfully by Journey. In like
in
a freestyle version. So after she sang it, which was beautiful, she sang it a cappella. After she sang it, I went back and listened to it online, and it was really cool the way they did it in like that disco freestyle version.
Isn't it amazing how she could just like all of a sudden just bust it out like that, and everything is so cool? I mean, Judy is just one of those. You know, you're a real singer when you just kind of you're like,
no biggie. No big deal. Here you go. Sure,
I'll here you go. For you. I know the fans want to hear a little something.
We got folks from Reno right now. We got folks from Ontario.
Paula has lidocaine patches on her back right now.
What does that do for me, Paula? So anyway, about 2 minutes, we got the one and only Jackie the Joke Man Martling coming up. And Suk, I think the world can use Jackie right about now, because
the numbers keep going up, Scotty. The numbers just keep going up. There's one lady was walking down the street in my town. She's like, I just got back from Florida. I looked at her and I was like, shouldn't you be isolating?
Right. Yeah. So aren't you supposed to quarantine for 2 weeks now?
What are you doing walking around?
So I think, all you hear is bad news and ugly news and protesting and viruses and this and that, the election. So we could certainly use, Jackie coming in with his jokes, because last time he was on, you and I were crackling, like two schoolgirls.
He was really funny. He is he's so old school when it comes to they all say hi to you, Eric.
Say hi.
Eric the man. All right, listen, Jackie's here.
All right, bring him on. Hey, Jackie.
Bring him in. Where is he? Here he is. Jackie. How are you?
Hey, sugar. I just found out that Suki means sugar.
Suki means sugar.
I don't know if that's true, but that's what somebody told me. So, hey, sugar.
What's going on, Jackie?
The word Scott means moron, so you can refer to me as such.
Well, I actually started that around.
You started that rumor?
Yeah. So I will tell you this to begin with. The guy comes home and he walks in the living room and his wife is watching television. And she's yelling at the TV, don't do it, you moron. Don't walk in that church. You're an idiot. Don't walk in that church, you moron. And he says, what are you watching? She says, our wedding video. Is that the greatest? Hey, here's a joke for your kids.
Okay.
Why did the old man fall in the well?
Why?
He didn't see that well. I think that is so funny. And
that is a clean one.
That is just absolutely horrible.
I love it. Jack, what do you have a little something in front of your camera. What's on the bottom of your camera blocking the view?
Oh. I didn't even see my picture up there. If you saw my rig here, this is an old music stand, and my iPad is being held in place by two tie wraps. You know what a tie wrap is? From the studio days. But if it was blocking a little bit of the camera, so I apologize. I know better, but I didn't look.
Yeah, no. Now you're good.
You know what I didn't do? I didn't check the gate. Little thing for you film buffs there.
Jack, you've been doing a lot of online stuff, a lot of online appearances.
I did a few of those Zoom things, and I made a decent amount of money doing them, but I don't like to do them because what happens? Somebody hires you to do a Zoom conference or do it with his friends. Like half of his friends would be so into it. They're big Jackie fans, big Stern fans, or whatever. But everybody's got their microphones on because you want to hear their reaction.
Yeah.
And one guy's calling for a pizza and the other guy's yelling at his dog. And I'm like, this is crap. So unless it's just 4 people. So I do those things when it's just a small conference of people. And that's fun. But I just started on the air in Phoenix.
Oh, wow.
It's really great. People have been chasing me around, do this, do that. And I usually tell so many jokes, one after the other. And people always complain, I went to see you one night and you must have told 300 jokes. I couldn't remember one of them. I got the bright idea. I told the guy in Phoenix, Jackie's 420 joke. So every day at 420 in Phoenix, I tell one joke.
Wow.
So you know the joke that's coming on is just going to be the one joke. So if you want to hear it and remember it, they listen and they remember it because they know there's not another one coming. Then they go tell somebody, hey, here's a joke. Where'd you hear that? Oh, Jackie told on the radio yesterday at 420, and it's already burgeoning after a couple of weeks. And and it's going to wind up in a whole bunch of different cities. I'm not making a fortune on it, but when you do the same thing and then it gets played everywhere, that game. So that's exciting. But the best thing I got going is Cameo.com.
Yeah, Cameo.
I've been doing so many of those, and people. Tell a dirty joke to my mother, tell a dirty joke to my aunt. Me and my father have been watching you for 30 years together, and I tell filthy jokes and say, happy Father's Day. Congratulations on your divorce. It doesn't cost a lot of money. And the people, and you know what? I don't make much money, but they pile up. And all of a sudden at the end of the week, it's like, Jesus, that's not bad. We could almost go to dinner,
Right. Right. You charge $30 a Cameo, you get 100 of them, you're good to go.
$50. I only do $50. I was going to do more, and I was like, you know what? It's for like a minute and a half, 2 minutes. I don't want, I don't want to hold people up, and then they love it, and they tell people. I got, like, if you go to cameo.com/Jackie Martling, I got 50 5-star reviews. Everybody that gives me a review is like, you did what I thought you were going to do. Well, that's all I know how to do.
Right.
I asked you for a dirty joke. You gave me a dirty joke. Yeah. I loved it.
So a guy says to the bartender, give me a drink. And the bartender says, I cannot give you a drink, my friend. You're already too drunk. He says, if I'm so drunk, how come I could see that one-eyed cat walking in here? And the bartender says, that cat's leaving.
How
great is that? So what? This is a podcast. This is a radio show. I don't know anything about this stuff.
Jack, we are simulcast right now, Facebook Live and YouTube. And we have, we have viewers from all over the country, a couple around the world. And I don't know if you could see on your screen, but they all write up. The comments come up on the side of the screen. Everybody.
I do these stupid things. I also do I call into David Feldman's podcast. He's a really good guy, good friend of mine. And he does a very serious, not totally serious, but a really good podcast. He's a very liberal bent, and I really love the guy. I don't know about you guys, but I don't talk politics because there's no future in it for a comedian. But I hope Trump dies a horrible, twisted death. But he does this whole serious thing, and then in the middle of nowhere, I do 15 horribly filthy jokes, and the people really look forward to them. It's kind of like reading the newspaper, and at the end of the newspaper, there's the comics. It's almost a relief to get to Nancy and Sluggo,
Yeah. Nancy and Sluggo.
And Jack, the thing about it is, all the comedians these days, when you see them on social media, that everybody's having such a tough time because they don't want to, now you don't want to offend anybody and get taken to task with anything you say that may ruin your career.
You got to be like me. I am like Superman. I don't give a flying frig. I just don't care. I hit everything. I hit myself. It's just stupid. I used to do Polish jokes and this kind of jokes, but it gets to a point where you don't have to say Polish. You say a couple. And we're all so old and so stupid. Everything. There's two guys standing in front of the YMCA in Manhattan. Did you hear about that?
No.
The two guys are standing in front of the YMCA in Manhattan. One guy turns to the other guy and says, I can't believe they spelled Macy's wrong.
That's good.
So the farmer goes out to the field, okay? And he gets out there, and after about an hour, he realized he left his lunch pail home. He forgot his lunch pail. So he goes back to the house, and he walks in, and his wife is naked on the kitchen floor. And standing right next to it is the family dentist, and he's naked. And the farmer looks, and the dentist squats down, He says, I'm glad you're here, Farmer Brown. I was just telling your wife, if she don't pay the dentist bill, I'm going to poop on the floor. So you can clean them up. Man. You can clean them up a little bit.
I love it. I love it.
You know, I also been doing one of these podcasts myself. Oh, I was going to say, I do these things, and you guys get to watch the crawl. I don't see the crawl. So if somebody's saying this guy's old, this guy's stupid, oh, I used to love this guy, I used to hate this guy, he's a moron. You see all that. I don't see all that. So I don't get the good feedback or the bad feedback, which is, I guess, a blessing in disguise.
Well, here you go, Jack. Ready? Look, I just put one up on the screen for you.
OMG, Jackie, you are hilarious.
See that? You see it up on the screen?
And not to date myself, but it's from abroad. Hey, I got to tell the people, if you like what I do, I'd be glad to send you jokes and make you laugh and get you on my team. Email me. Now you watch the trail you're going to get here. Jokeland@AOL.com. Now you're going to have 50 AOL. What was this guy? A dinosaur? You know. But my email is Jokeland, JOKELAND, Jokeland@AOL.com. And I answer all emails because I have a guy that goes through all my emails, me. And I answer them all. I'm sitting around here waiting to talk to you, you know. My girlfriend cooks magnificent food, and I eat too much of it. I swim 5 times a day in the Long Island Sound to try and lose weight. It's like, you know, it's a sufficient task. You know, I work out and she feeds me, and I work out and she feeds me. You know, I might as well be walking in a circle, you know, which I kind of am. And I also tweet jokes every day, 4:20 p.m. International Marijuana Time, 4:20 p.m. Always a filthy, fun joke. And I put up pictures and, you know. So, you know, the things are fun, you know. I do so many of these stupid things. When you wrote to me, I just couldn't recall which show you were. You didn't say her name. He says, Jack. Who the hell? And all I see, oh, Suki. Yeah, the show with the girl. The show with the pretty girl.
The show with the broad.
Jack, Jesus Christ.
You know what?
You know about the kid that catches his father masturbating?
What?
The kid walks in and catches his father masturbating. He says, Pop, what are you doing? He says, something you're going to be doing very soon, son. He says, really? He says, yeah, my hand's getting tired. That might be a little over the line for you guys, but I don't know.
No, not at all. Not at all, Jack. Listen, last time you were on, you were hitting us with some good dirty ones. We love it, man. We love it.
Oh, I didn't know what was allowed, you know.
No, it's fine. Listen,
you know, but I don't keep track of what I told to who and what I told to. Did I tell you the cyanide joke last time?
No,
I don't think so.
The lady goes in the drugstore and she says to the pharmacist, I need to buy some cyanide to kill my husband. She says, lady, I can't sell you cyanide to kill your husband. You'll go to jail. I'll go to jail. You're crazy. She reaches her purse and takes out a picture and hands it to the pharmacist. And it's a picture of her husband banging the pharmacist's wife. He says, you didn't tell me you had a prescription.
I love that.
That's not too bad. Not too bad.
I love it. Jack, what was, do you remember, I may have asked you this last time, and it's way far back, but do you remember the first joke you ever told on stage?
No. Well, yeah, actually, yes. It's, you know, you ask me a question, you get a novel. When I was in 5th grade, I was always a loudmouth, always a wise guy, whatever. And I was a Cub Scout. And I don't know if you were ever a Cub Scout, but Cub Scouts every year have a thing called the Blue and Gold Dinner.
Yeah.
Where each Cub Scout comes with his father. It's always uncomfortable if somebody's father was dead or nobody was divorced when I was a kid, but you know, occasionally somebody wouldn't have a father. But you had Blue and Gold Dinner, nice sit-down dinner. Some local restaurant would donate it, and people would get their little awards. And this year, Mr. Bott, who was in charge, asked me if I would MC the event. I'm so young, I don't know what the hell that means. I'd ask my mother, what's MC? She says, Master of Ceremonies. you introduce whatever's going on. And I'm in 5th grade, and I'm already breaking Mr. Bott's balls all the time. I'm like the thorn in his side that just busts his horns.
Right.
And he's like a substitute teacher. Some teachers you can get away with stuff, and I break his balls. So I had no idea about comedy. I know nothing. I know I like jokes very, very early on. And I'm reading through Boy's Life, which was the magazine that the Cub Scouts and Boy Scouts got.
Yeah.
It came with being part of a Cub Scout organization. And there was a page in every issue called Think and Grin. And there was a joke in Think and Grin that in my stupid little mind, I said, I could make that about Mr. Bott. I know nothing from roast, switching jokes, turning things. Nothing. Nobody said try and be funny, tell a joke or anything. I took this joke and made it about Mr. Bott. And I'm telling you, the place went nuts. And it was so stupid because everybody loved the way I broke Mr. Bott's balls. And I said, I don't know if you people know this, but last night, Mr. Bott, not only did I tell a joke about him, it was a dirty joke. It's not real dirty, but by all manner of speaking, it was a dick joke. I said, I don't know if you guys noticed, but last night, Mr. Bott had a dream that he jumped out of an airplane with a parachute. And on his way down, he pulled the ripcord. And in the morning, when he got out of bed, his pajamas fell down. And it brought the house down. I didn't know from telling jokes or switching jokes or doing a roast. And that was like 3rd grade.
That's funny.
Once again, it was years and years before anything, but my whole life I just told jokes. And I played in a band in college. In high school, we told jokes between songs, which people hated. And in college, I'm at Michigan State doing, Rolling Stones and Beatles and Grand Funk Railroad songs and telling dick jokes in between. And people are like, what is he doing? And then in the whole 70s, me and another guy played rock and roll and traveled around in a 1955 bright yellow Cadillac hearse and sang our own songs and told dirty jokes. And when those guys threw me out of the band, that's another great story. There's 3 of us in the band. And all I wanted to do was tell jokes. So we're playing music, and most of the songs are mine. So they're my jokes, my songs. And these guys are kind of along for the ride. So one night after the show, the 2 of them say to me, Jackie, we're leaving the band, and we're going to start our own band. And I said, wait a minute. Listen, fellas. I'm not a rocket scientist, but if there's 3 guys in a band, and 2 of them leave to start their own band, that's kicking me out of the band. Okay? I didn't know what I was going to do. I certainly wasn't going to get a job, so I started playing the guitar and telling jokes. And there was no place to perform on Long Island, so guys like Rob Bartlett, Eddie Murphy, Bob Nelson, Richie Minervini, they would come to my gig, and I'd let them get up for 5 minutes and tell some jokes. And then we eventually started a show at one of the at one of the restaurants. We started a show, and that was the beginning of Long Island comedy. And I had nothing to do. I think I got nothing but my jokes. So I just started telling my jokes on stage, the oldest, dirtiest, craziest jokes that I learned, on the playground in 5th grade. And I never looked back. And I just got luckier and luckier and luckier. I made an album, made another album, and people loved them. Nobody bought them, but people loved them.
I love it.
So one of our guys, I know I answered your question with a soliloquy.
Listen, you gave me the first joke. One of our guys, Blake Williams, says, I remember I saw Jackie Mr. Rips in 1990.
Wow.
Remember Mr. Rips Club?
What is Mr. Rips? I never heard of it.
Mr. Rips was in Valley Cottage. Before that, it was called Dubonnet.
Yeah.
This is way, way back where
in Rockland County.
There was a swamp, Valley Cottage. There was a swampland up there, and there was a sheep farm across the street. And when things were really quiet, you could hear the sheep. I swear to God, it was so much fun. It was owned by a couple of crazy drunken brothers. And then a Russian brain surgeon and his wife, who was also a Russian brain surgeon, bought the club because they couldn't get okayed to do surgery. It took them forever to get, rubber, red stamped or whatever they have to do to be able to perform operations in the United States. And they were crazy too, and he had no bedside manner. He goes, sit here, son of a bitch. This good seat. Sit here, son of a bitch. It was so much fun. And years later, I got booked to do Rascals Comedy Club that was part of that it's a monstrous.
In Jersey.
Right in the same place, there's a monstrous mall where it had been a swamp.
Yeah, Levity Live.
Biggest place. Levity Live, before it was Levity Live, it was Rascals. And I went up there and did a show at Rascals, and I said, you know what? I've been to this area before. And the guy with me, I said, let's take a ride. And we started driving, and just on, how you just kind of almost like a Ouija board. Yeah. And I drove right to Mr. Rips.
Right to it.
And it was now a new restaurant, and there was nobody there. And I banged on the door, and the guy answered the door. And I said, this used to be a comedy club. And he let me in, and I stood in different areas of the club and took pictures and sent them to the other comics and said, yeah, guess where I am? And everybody's like, God, it's so familiar. That was like 200 people squeezed into where there was room for like 150, and it was sweaty and horrible, and it was the most fun in the world, man.
Yeah, Jack, we've been talking about doing a comedy music night at Levity Live, because it's not too far from us. So if we put that together, I'm going to send you an invitation.
I'm so mad at those goddamn brothers, the Flying Mazzulli brothers. I went up to Levity Live and killed. All the waitress came in, every waitress. You're the funniest guy that's ever been here. Holy Christ, were you funny? I almost couldn't work. I had to listen. You were so funny. And they never brought me back. And they're my friends. Steve and Chris Mazzulli are my friends. I'm like, what are you doing, man? Like
Jack,
the 100th anniversary of Mark Cuban's thing at Gotham. They own Gotham Comedy Club.
Yeah,
too.
Gotham, right.
But I would do anything at Levity. I love it up there. I used to kill. There was a show at the Route 59. There was not a Holiday Inn or whatever, a Days Inn. Oh God, the shows were just, the people were they were great. I used to kill up there and draw up there, and they were all big fans before I got Stern. And then all of a sudden I'm on the Stern show, and they're like, like they grew with me, It was.
Jack, we got about 3 minutes left. Can give me like a flurry of like 3 jokes, like you're ending a show up on stage.
So,
he's laughing already.
So, I never know how dirty to get,
You can get as dirty as you want. Go ahead.
So, a guy meets a girl in the bar, and they go back to her apartment, and they go in the bedroom, and one wall, the entire wall's fluffy toys. The whole wall, fluffy toys, fluffy toys, fluffy toys, fluffy toys. He bangs her. They got done. He says, how was I? She says, take anything from the bottom shelf. A cab driver picks up a nun. A cab driver picks up a nun. He looks in the rearview mirror and says, sister, I always fantasize about being with a nun. She says, yeah, you and everybody else. You Catholic? Yes, I am. She says, pull over. He pulls over. She gets in the front seat and gives him the best blowjob he's ever had. She gets done. He feels guilty. He says, sister, I got to tell you something. I'm not really Catholic. She says, yeah, my name's Ralph. I'm going to a costume party. So
that's good.
Man. So
it's lovely.
Guy goes to the luncheonette. He says, I want a bowl of hot chili. Waitress says, I'm sorry, Sarah. The guy next to you got the last bowl. He looks at the guy next to him, just about done eating. Chili bowl's still full. He's going to eat that? Yeah, you want it? He says, yeah, help yourself. He takes the chili, starts eating. Gets about halfway down, and his fork hits a dead mouse. And he pukes the chili back in the bowl. And the other guy says, yeah, that's about as far as I got, too.
Oh, Jesus.
So here's I probably told you this one already, but this is my very favorite.
I love it.
The girl goes to the gynecologist. She says, Doc, I'm freaking out, Doc. I'm freaking out. I keep finding postage stamps from Costa Rica in my vagina. He examines her. He says, lady, those aren't postage stamps. Those are the stickers from bananas.
Costa Rica. Oh, I love it.
All right, I will leave you with the very dirtiest one to make sure that you'll never book me again.
Go ahead, Jack. Anytime, my friend. You're always welcome.
A couple goes to marriage counselor, and the marriage counselor says, I think we should begin with something you have in common. And the husband says, neither of us likes to suck cock. Email me jokeland@aol.com. JOKELAND@aol.com. Go to Twitter. I'm at Jackie Martling. Please get me to tell some of these jokes to your father-in-law. Send filthy jokes to somebody you hate. I'll roast their balls off. Whatever you need. Whatever you need.
Jack, I got the address rolling right at the bottom of the screen.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And for Father's Day, one last Father's Day joke.
Go ahead.
The kid comes running in and says, hey, Pop, Ma just got hit by a bus. He says, son, you know my lips are chapped. Don't make me smile. Thank you, you guys. We'll do this whenever you want.
Yeah, we love you, pal.
Jackie.
You're the best, buddy.
Jackie, you are
Suk, that was great. Those last three were really good, right? With the nun
and the postage stamps. That's funny.
Oh my God, that is so funny. I mean, listen, he makes that very easy for us because you and I just sit back.
I just sat and laughed. I don't think I said 3 words right now.
You don't have to ask no questions. It's just we sit back. Listen, before Frankie Previte comes on, he should be joining us in just a little bit. Academy Award winner Frankie Previte.
Wow.
The Weatherman, David G, auditioning for Naked and Afraid, Suk.
Let's play it.
Let's check in with the Weatherman and see exactly what the heck he has been up to.
Up in the sky, it's a bird. It's a plane. It's Weatherman. That's me, David G. Still COVID-free, living the quarantine dream. Guys, you might be wondering why I'm in the middle of the wilderness and not at the beach. Well, it turns out my producers wanted me to audition for a new show called Weatherman vs. Wilderness. This is my demo tape. I'll keep you posted as my day goes along, but I got to spend 2 weeks here in the woods with just my shorts and a cigarette lighter. What was that? Oh, there's some animals in these woods. I never heard noises like this before. I definitely look like a nice meal for them. They're gonna look like a nice meal for me. As you can see, I'm losing light. It's getting kind of dark out here. It's getting cold. And I really need to get a fire started. Suki Scott, don't worry, your weatherman's okay. Fans, I'm good. And, just got to get through this first night, and I'll be fine. You can see, I set myself up a little perimeter, got my fire going, got a little TP so the fire can breathe, just like I learned in Boy Scouts. Got the wood from the forest to keep away the bears and the coyotes. Suki Scott, you don't want them coming at night. Now I'm going to be nice and warm. It's day 2. Had a great night's sleep. Nice and warm by that fire. No animals bothered me. Spent most of the day already gathering wood. Set myself up a nice shelter for tonight. I won't have any problems with animals or staying warm. Unfortunately, the battery in my camera starting to run low, so I might not see you again for a while. Till then, wish me luck. This is David G, still COVID-free, sipping on that tea, saying, have a great week, everybody.
OMG, that was, he is so fit.
Suk, he never gave us the weather. That's all I'm saying. He never gave us the weather report.
It's the first time I saw him shirtless, I think.
Yeah, it's possible. It's amazing how he's very dark, that young man.
He is really dark.
Yeah, he's uncannily, wildly dark. What do you think? You think you should think he can get on Naked and Afraid?
I think he can get on Naked and Afraid. That was really funny. That was funny. I will tell you that. He cracks me up, but he definitely, wow.
Unreal.
I mean, it was like strangely sexy.
Frankie Previte coming up in just a little bit. Should I play the song that he's involved with? Because they have this song out, this One World song, I guess, based
cue it up.
All the craziness that's going on. Let me see if I can pop that up right here.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Frankie Previte. It's called Voices for One World COVID-19. Basically, you could donate, I think. So you could donate on the page. But let me see if I can pop this up here, full screen it. Here we go. What happened? Well, I guess it stopped in the middle there, Sue.
I was getting into it. I was like,
yeah. Okay, let's see if we'll get it again. Hold on. Oh, that's weird. Keep stopping at that point. All right. Not sure why, Sook. Not sure why. How do I get rid of it? There we go. All right. Don't forget to unmute. Unmute, Suker. Unmute.
I like
There you go. There you go.
I actually liked it. I liked it because it's
it's a very good song. Why it keeps stopping at that particular point. So hopefully, Frankie's knows how to work the old StreamYard link because he should have been here by now. But
if bring in Will,
we'll see what. Will's not on. I told Will, he usually logs in around 8:15, 8:20. But Wilson, if you're out there, you can log in, get us going.
Everyone's still talking about David G's like tan. Everyone's like, he is incredibly dark right now.
Yeah, he's dark. He's a dark fella.
I mean, he doesn't get burned, I guess, right?
No. Just a very leathery, dark tan that I can only wish for, Suki.
You never get that dark?
No, not really. Oh, yeah. No, I did when I was a kid, and I ended up with skin cancer on my forehead.
Oh, yeah. That's not good. Not good.
If you recall. 26 stitches right here. You can't even see
remember
it, right?
that.
You do see it.
Yeah.
You can't see it, right? So let's see if hold on. Let's see if Will said he'll be here in 5, just getting off the toilet, so he should be ready to roll.
See, I knew he was doing something important.
Yeah, he's always doing something. And Sook, listen, I know I don't like to talk about it, but
the numbers for COVID,
world's getting even crazier, huh?
Well, yeah, the number for COVID.
Here's my question to you, right? So I know we've been dealing with the virus since February, March, April, May, June, or almost into July. And granted, in the New York area, it's better than it has ever been right now.
Everybody
Right?
else, yeah.
We haven't had the flare-ups. The hospitals are okay. But around the country, things are getting to where New York was back in March to, let's call it the non-medical hairy status. And
we're talking about 6,000 plus patients a day diagnosed.
It's insane. It's hairy. Everybody positive tests coming up left and right. And every day we get more and more cases. It almost seems like the leadership of the country is.
Well, when you have people in town hall meetings, like angry residents erupting over new mask rules,
they don't want to wear masks.
Florida and Texas,
they don't
you're
want
wondering to yourself, what is going on? What am I missing here? Like,
yeah, I think one of the quotes was, "You're ruining God's perfect passageway." You know what I mean? It's like, listen, dude, if you're waiting for God to help you out right this minute, he's not. So these people are up in arms about wearing masks. There's no leader. I saw council members in Arizona where the flare-ups are incredible. The one council member with his mask on going, I can't breathe. He rips it off. The place goes nuts. Mm-hmm. And these people still think it's not even real in one of the hottest hotspots in America right now.
Well, yeah. And how about Bolton's book? A lot of people are talking about that, the tell-all. I mean, I think there's a dire warning out there for those states.
I think there's a dire warning that the earth is about to open up and suck us all in and start over again.
Well, you're waiting for the locusts to come out?
I'm waiting for the locusts. So, by the way, and then, you have all the name changes now because of everything that's going on. I read today that the Dixie Chicks have changed their name to get rid of the Dixie part. Now they're just the Chicks. And I know it almost sounds like a punchline, but it's real. They're getting rid of the Dixie part. I guess because, Southern, Confederate type stuff, land of Dixie, the whole thing. And, they're getting rid of that. And
no one wants to be in Dixie. Trust me.
Nobody wants to be whistling Dixie anymore.
No.
And I just think it's, we got to get past this virus thing, and nobody's taking it seriously.
I don't think we are, because there are other countries in the world that have actually gotten a hold of it. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm just telling you right now that it's amazing that other countries have gotten a hold of it and we continue to have it ravage. I mean, they're looking at I think they pulled back on the numbers, like 180,000 by October now. Mm-hmm. I don't understand how do people not wrap around that death toll? Like, what? I don't know about you. I've lost 3 friends to COVID. So I think this is crazy that people aren't taking this more seriously.
Listen, I know, and it's not public coming out the last couple of days. I know people from WWE now. They never stopped. And there are people at WWE who have been shooting the shows every week who are coming down with it now. These are people that, that I know and I've worked with for a long time. Not necessarily sick and have the symptoms of it, but they've tested positive. But the thing that's crazy to me is the areas that are insanely high right now, and the people are just ignoring it.
Wear a mask.
Wear the friggin' mask.
We all wear it.
Taking away my freedoms. Just wear the friggin' mask. It's like, what are you talking about? Just wear the mask.
I mean, you can't get around this, people. You just can't get around. It's a virus that's respiratory.
Yeah.
Aerosol. You breathe it. You touch it. Those are all the big high access touch points.
Yeah. They're also. You read a couple articles the other day about how they're shutting restaurants down again because the restaurants they're allowing people to come in even though you're 6 feet apart. The air conditioning system could be circling and cycling the virus, the particles.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, and it's just
I think going inside anything right now, not the right answer.
Right, and you can't go into a restaurant and keep the mask on, obviously, because you can't eat with the mask.
Yeah.
But Suki, speaking of ugly and masks, let's bring in our guy Will Presty.
Presty,
what's up, guys?
Speaking of good-looking fellas,
book, I think you really got through the pages, right? We got through it.
Well, all I heard you say was it's not a good idea to go inside of anything right now. I'll leave it alone.
Jackie the Joke Man said, "Don't go inside."
And speaking of which, Blake Williams just reminded me, Mr. Softy trying to change their name because people with erectile dysfunction now protesting the Mr. Softy name, and now he's changing his name to just Softy.
I think, like, I think there are so many things, right, that are out there that we can. I mean, I think, is that you?
Do I have a delivery?
Message from Mr. Mongo. Message from Mr. Mongo.
Boy, this is live. This is live TV. Go ahead, Suki, because I don't know. I try not to talk about serious stuff because a lot of people have a lot.
Yeah, let's get away from it. That's why.
But continue.
Finish your
continue. Well, I was going through all the movies that are my favorite movies, just for instance, and I'm finding reasons where if you wanted to be a stickler, you could cancel those movies. Dumb and Dumber, people that are mentally handicapped. It's insensitive. I'm being serious. Like Back to the Future, it promotes incest. Like, Jurassic Park. How come all the bitchy dinosaurs have to be female? Like what? I don't. All the dinosaurs in Jurassic Park are female. That's when my girlfriend says, "Let's watch a chick flick." I go, "How about Jurassic Park?" But no, but it's true. You could kind of, I'm Italian. I'm part Italian. Like 10 different things. I'm part Italian. In Friends and Grease and Welcome Back, Kotter, and any show or movie, the Italian guy is always the dumb guy. You could. I don't know.
Listen, man, you can go back and look at any movie, any TV show that we used to watch as kids. Half the cartoons have racial overtones and physical abuse and all kinds of stuff. I mean, you could really go back and look at them all.
Speaking of abuse, you guys haven't had me on in a little while. I have become a father and a grandfather since the time we last saw each other. That's how long it's been.
What kind of dog did you get?
How you guys doing?
Good.
Now that you're here.
The biggest news really was Find Love Live. I saw everybody's talking about that. Suki, look at you.
Listen, I'm working on something else too, a top secret project. So
matchmaker, make me a match.
Find me a find. Catch me a catch.
Call me that.
Suki, shit, Suki.
So anyway, I'm tired. I'm tired of the news. I'm tired of people. I'm tired.
You got some color, Suk?
I don't think so.
No, she's Indian. That's her color.
No, this is just my body.
Yeah.
Well, hello.
Will, did you see the Weatherman before? Did you see the
Weatherman has got color?
I was rushing to get my Spanx on when you said I was coming on early. So I had to. I don't know. How much time do I have here, Scott? Are we doing a normal or are we doing a shorty here?
Listen, let's do 5 minutes. I think, we had Frankie Previte set to come on tonight, Academy Award winner. And I think I'm going to assume there was a tough time working the link, maybe because he has not showed up.
I have written for an Academy Award winner. Does that count?
No.
Yes.
We'll get to that later. Belmont Stakes. Did you watch it?
No.
Did you know it was this past weekend?
I did. Yes. It's the law.
Exactly. It's the law. The Belmont Stakes happened this past weekend. It goes last of the 3 major races, right? Yeah. It's Kentucky Derby, then Preakness, then Belmont. Yeah. This time they moved it up. No crowd, obviously. No. Minimize the workers, no one in the crowd. And it was eerie. It was eerie seeing a major New York sporting event with not a single person in the entire stadium, It was like Citi Field in October. That's what it kind of reminded me of. Scott, I apologize. I didn't want to come after you right out of the gate, but I just, No, but because of COVID, they had very little staff. They had no jockeys either on the horses. Did you guys see that? No jockeys. They just had the horses run wild. They couldn't take a chance of having any people there. They put the carrots in front of the heads, and the horses just took on. It was incredible. But even the announcer was a horse. Did you see that? That was crazy. They did like a Mr. Ed thing, the peanut butter in the mouth, to make it look like he was. Nobody my age knows what the hell Mr. Ed is. What's wrong with me? I grew up watching like I Love Lucy with my mom. I know these things. You could tell it was a New York race, though, because halfway through it, the whole thing stopped for traffic. There was a bottleneck situation. One of the horses tried coming into the other one's lane without signaling. It was just a whole mess. But what else is going on? Yeah, so you were right, Scott. Good memory. 'Tis the Law was the name of the horse that won, and you could tell which one was 'Tis the Law. His jockey was the only one wearing his seatbelt, so that was, you could tell. It pays to follow the law, guys. That the horse, he actually won by a mask. He was the only one wearing his mask. The second place horse had it down here, trying to be cool, won by a mask. So it
who I bet on that race?
Who'd you bet on?
Came in last.
Who?
1 roll per customer. That was my horse. Came in last.
Now, Scott, that was a real horse name?
No.
What I was going to say is because they have such weird names now. Have you ever seen the names of the horses? It's literally that would be like average weirdness.
No, I know it's a good name.
Yeah, they're like coming around the corner. Now it's by a nose. You don't know what's going on. It was a New York bred horse that won.
Oh,
kind of cool.
Really?
First New York bred horse that's won in how many years do you guys think? Won 52? The Belmont. 52? Very specific guess, Scott.
It's a New York horse?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like Shorty Jones, but that wasn't a New York horse.
We're talking 138 years.
Wow.
First New York horse, 138 years. And actually, that horse's jockey was Regis. So it was way back. The horse was Gelman. He's like, come on, Gelman, they got to go. It's out of control. So
Gelman, you got to get in there.
Now, there's a law that some of these big horse races actually have enacted. This is true, where like Kentucky Derby, some of the other ones, they've banned selfie sticks because people had selfie sticks and they were hanging them, I guess, over the railings. And they said that the selfie sticks were scaring the horses. Yeah, though not as much as glue sticks. Those really scare the horses.
Cousins in there.
Scotty, you're working the phones right now, right? Trying to get your boy. Usually it's Suki who tries to look away when I'm on the screen. Now it's Scott, and I've got Suki. But me and Suk are like this right now.
We're connected.
We're like, it's like that's, I'm not going to say what it's like. But listen, Scott, I know you're a big Pam Anderson guy.
Oh, yes.
I mean, Suk, I'm sure you're at least, Scott's told me that before, that was his,
that's your girl.
Back in the day.
That's your pass? Pam Anderson?
Well, I used to love her.
She said, well, let's stop acting like that's a weird thing. She said that she would never pose nude for Playboy again.
Mm-hmm.
But then she said, but I've said that 10 times before and have gone back on my word. So you never know. That's what she said. And if there's one thing we know about Pam Anderson, she's flexible. She's so she could go, look, if in fact, Suki, I don't know. I wanted to say this joke, but now I'm just so afraid.
Why?
Because I'm afraid of getting canceled. I'm going to need you to approve this joke, okay?
Go ahead.
It's so simple. It's so not even a big deal. If, in fact, Pam is done posing for Playboy, I just have to say, thanks for the memories. It's really not that crazy. But am I going to be canceled now?
No.
Nah. I told my mom.
Who was before you? Jackie.
Yeah, we had Jackie the Joke Man on. So.
Talking about postages coming out of some woman's, The
vagina.
I've seen Bill Burr, one of my favorite comedians. He was talking to Conan O'Brien, and he said, the genius of doing what I do is my job is usually the punishment people get for doing bad things. He goes, what are they going to tell me? I can't do stand-up at a strip mall at 3 a.m? You know what I mean? Like Conan can lose a show, but stand-up comedians,
Right.
But I said to my mom, I go, I'm afraid of getting canceled. She goes, canceled from what? So that's what my mom thinks of me.
That's what we say on this show.
But listen, the last time that Pam Anderson did pose for Playboy it was supposed to be their last ever nude issue. Remember they went non-nude for a while?
Yeah, just articles.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
I do remember that.
They went, millions of non-nude Playboys were released while millions of frustrated men weren't. So that was kind of how that went. But they went non-nude for a few months, and then the sales, they said the chart, like the sales were like this, and then slowly the sales started to go like this, and that's how they knew.
They were trying to flatten the curve, bro.
And then they went nude again, and it was all flatten the curve. Exactly. But I was doing some intense research into Playboy for the sake of the news, and I actually found out. Did you guys know that this is true? In the end, towards the end of his life, Hugh Hefner didn't even own the Playboy Mansion anymore. Did you know he sold it?
Yes. Yeah.
You did know that his neighbor bought the Playboy Mansion for $100 million.
Yeah, and he had to stay there.
$100 million. Well, technically, he spent 20 million on the house, 80 million on cleaning supplies. But overall, it was $100 million. You got to do a lot.
A lot of ultraviolet light, bro.
I was just going to say, get the black light ready, my friend. It's like a Jackson Pollock in that place. What else is going on? Miley Cyrus revealed that she's been sober for 6 months.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, not in a row. Total. She started drinking at 3 months, took a few months off. She said she's had a lot of time, though. She's trying to get her life a little bit more back in order. She said she's had a lot of time to reflect and to work on herself, to twerk on herself was what I tried to say. I'm not sure if it.
I thought that's what you said.
Yeah, I said twerk. Miley, it started, the sober thing started because she had vocal surgery last year, which is actually kind of serious. I didn't realize that. Have you guys ever had anything? I've had my tonsils taken out where you couldn't talk after a surgery. Have you ever had that?
I never had surgery on a.
I never had surgery.
It's very difficult, and she was saying how frustrating it was because she was writing everything on a whiteboard, and she said that after a few days, literally her right arm was so exhausted she couldn't even lift it up. Which is the same thing that happened to teenage boys watching her 2013 VMAs performance. So it's kind of a payback type of thing. Scott, are we wrapping it up now or what? We're gonna wrap it up.
You see me flashing a light, bro? Am I flashing a light?
I don't know. Normally you just let me do my thing, but there's all sorts of scheduling things. You let me know.
Give me the 1 minute
warning.
I give you one more. It's 8:27. We're trying to stick to the 8:30 schedule.
So
tonight.
Listen, it's birthday time, ladies and gentlemen. It's birthday time. Meryl Streep, the first lady of the American theater, 71 years old.
Wow, Meryl
Streep, 71. Sophie's choice is now Metamucil or Benefiber. That's Sophie. The Iron Lady is now iron deficient, is what I'm hearing. I don't know. That's what I'm. These days, the devil wears Depends is where this is at.
It'll happen to you too, Will Preston.
I'm sure. She's actually the Oscar winner that I've written for. I got hired a few years back to write the Christopher and Dana Reeve Foundation's annual gala, charity gala. And Meryl Streep and Alec Baldwin were the hosts. So I wrote like an Oscars opening type of monologue thing for them. And I got to go backstage with them. And it's cool because I heard Meryl Streep curse because Baldwin said to her, when are we ever going to get together? And she goes, well, pick up your effing phone once in a while. And I was like, oh my God, Meryl Streep curses. But I think she's kind of bawdy. Like, I think she is,
She is bawdy.
And you know what I was thinking about Meryl Streep? It's her birthday. You know when you get your friends a birthday present, you try to gauge their reaction if they like it or not. And they kind of have to like act that they do. With Meryl Streep, you have no clue of actually knowing. If you're friends with the greatest actress in the world, you can get her tube stock. She's going to be crying. She's gonna be, if you can tell that Meryl Streep doesn't like your gift, it is a bad gift.
It's a bad gift.
Okay, that's that.
If she can't find an emotional reaction, you're in trouble.
You've really screwed the pooch.
We find all these interesting things about you writing for Dana.
Yeah, this guy's no joke.
Amazing.
I thought he was just a guy.
I thought he was just a regular kid, and he's like
and
he's not even that young.
I know. I thought he was 21 when I met him.
Yeah, I thought he was just a young fella.
There's a lot of. It's like an onion. I like to peel it slowly. You guys are gonna find out all new things about me as this process goes on.
Ogres and onions have layers, and you have layers, my friend.
What does that make me?
You're the onion.
Is that good? That's the better of the two?
That's a quote from Shrek.
I smell and I make myself. It is.
I was going to say ogres. Where's that from, Shrek?
Ogres and onions have layers.
Well, there's all sorts of interesting facts that we will get to.
All right. Well, you're the best.
Thanks
for coming up early.
I'm going to keep teasing you guys. If I had a nickel for every time I heard that one, Suki.
Hey, thanks for coming up short and early.
All right, guys. Love you.
Well, we love you, pal. See you next week.
See you soon. All right.
Take care.
All right, my man. All right, so listen.
Silkwood. Remember Silkwood?
Oh, yeah. Will's good, right? He's got some good writing material.
He's very, very smart. Very smart.
Yeah. I'm going to need to hire him next time I host an event.
But I guess he's like, I need to hire him too.
Have them come up with some ad libs for you that you can write down, right?
Right, exactly. Scotty, love you. All right,
listen, Frankie Previte, he had trouble logging on.
Yeah.
So what I will do is, because we need time with Frankie, we got questions. I know he's got a great career. So what we'll do is we will get him back on Tuesday. Makes life easier for us. We don't have to find anybody for Tuesday, and we'll bring him back on Tuesday, Suker. And that's it. Another great show. Listen. Take some days off.
Yeah, I'm gonna have like some scheduling conflicts moving in July.
All right, listen, we'll work around it. I
might be able to do like Tuesday, but maybe not the rest of the weeks.
Hold on, let me
like that's like Wednesday. That's like for the whole month. Going into August.
Donna DeErico, any plans?
It's fine. I get it.
Luke, that's my move. That's the move.
Do it.
If you can't make it.
No, I'm not. We need to talk after this show.
I get a Donna DeErico in here, and that's like, hey, you want to guest co? My girl Suki's doing some big thing. I need you to help me out and co-host.
I think that'd be awesome. Do it.
Right?
And get Will Presti. I mean, there's a lot
of in here.
Yeah.
We're in like Flynn.
I love it.
I'll start going Victoria's Secret supermodels. We'll be co-hosting.
I'm gonna come back and everybody's like, "Oh, she's back."
All right, folks. Listen, have a great weekend. We'll put up some fun stuff that we'll post during the weekend, and we love you. Thanks for watching.
Thanks, guys.
It's almost July. We'll be here all friggin' summer.
Almost July. Wow. We've been together since February, guys.
Yeah.
March. When did we start this, Scotty?
We started right. Our first show is toward the end of February, Sue.
Oh my God, Scotty. Can you believe we've been doing this? Wow.
Yeah. And that was only once a week.
I know.
When we were allowed to get together. Now we've been doing it every night.
All right.
Every night, my friend.
Be safe, everybody. Please wear your mask and, listen, let's get through this, okay?
Wear your friggin' masks. We love you guys.
Masks. Not down here.